Hello, friends, one and all. Welcome to Music on Mondays. Yeah, boy, we just keep doing this thing over and over and over every Monday. Half of my friends had started doing these live streams during the pandemic, have now bailed out and are doing just live streaming their gigs. And our friend Bill Mullen is doing really well and very successful in Scotland and the U.S., and he's doing it once a month. I don't know. That woman over there, she's going to make up her mind one of these days if we have to make a change. I only do what she says. That's all I do. I only do what she. You know what, Cherry? I'm not. Oh, there it is. I only do what she says. I'm looking for the other microphone, but I found it. She's my wife is checking the audio now. We've continued to have problems with the audio. It is now better sounding on YouTube than it is on Facebook.
Facebook's very airy,
Yeah.
but
Well, the microphone is way over here.
yeah,
Um,
you could put it somewhere else.
Let me move it just a little closer. It's going to make a little noise here. And you know what I may do is I may drop the thing on the floor. We'll see how it sounds. We'll see how it sounds. We can't do much about it. I even updated my phone, some kind of new update, and I was afraid to do that because it may throw a wrench at me. And of course, earlier this week, didn't someone steal my photo and create a different account and go on there? And so, if you see one that looks exactly like my Facebook page, but you go down and you find out there are only a handful of posts and things, then you'll know that's not me because I've been posting all along with this and that and the other. So it's the new world in which we live, where people will steal from you in a heartbeat, won't they? They will. We're also thinking about the fact that today is 9/11, and this is not the world that we grew up in, and we didn't expect the level of evil that we discovered on 9/11. We live in a country of great peace and bliss for a lot of years, and we've had our problems, but we certainly didn't expect what happened on 9/11, and let's pray it never happens again. Thank God for our military who are vigilant and staying with it and making sure that we are safe day in and day out. Now, it has been brought to my attention that I didn't do any Irish songs last week. Yes, I was ill, under the weather, and coughing last week. I lost my voice on Wednesday. But I am going to start out tonight with a couple of Irish tunes. Going to Ireland. 1 month from today, we will land in Ireland. 1 month, October 11, we will be landing in Ireland. Looking forward to it. Come over the hills, a bonny Irish lass. Come over the hills to your darling. You choose the road, love, and I'll take the vow, and I'll be your true love forever. And red is the rose that in yonder garden grows. Fair is the lily of the valley. Clear is the water that flows from the Boyne. My love is fairer than any. Down by Killarney's green woods that we strayed, and the moon and stars were shining, and the moon shone its rays on her locks of golden hair, and she swore she'd be my love forever. And red is the rose that in yonder garden grows. Fair is the lily of the valley. Clear is the water that flows from the Boyne. My love fairer than any. 'Tis not for the parting, my sister Kate, 'tis not for the grief, my mother, 'tis all for the loss of my bonny Irish lass, and my heart is breaking forever. And red is the rose that in yonder garden grows, fair is the lily of the valley, clear is the water that flows from the Boyne. My love is fairer than any. Red is the Rose, a beautiful old song out of Ireland, set to the same melody as the Scottish song Loch Lomond, ye take the high road and I'll take the low road. It was collected, as were so many great Irish songs, by Tommy Makeham's mother. Tommy Makeham's mother, Sarah Makeham, was a collector of songs, and she knew the words and the melody to thousands and thousands of songs, and people came from far and near to hear her and to learn about songs. And her son, Tommy Makeham, of course, was the quintessential Irish balladeer, started doing the Irish tunes with the Clancy Brothers in America, took the Irish music back to Ireland at a time when it was waning and it wasn't even being played there very much. That's all you need to know. That's all I need to tell you about that. I'll do one more Tommy Makeham song. How we doing, Mom?
Everyone seems to be doing fine.
My wife says everything seems to be doing well. We're still not satisfied with the sound on Facebook, but it's because of my smartphone. The phone will not give me the direct microphone signal, which is why you're not seeing my 414 here in front of me tonight. We are getting this this other microphone, which is going to Facebook, is giving, and it allows me to have a direct signal. So that's what we're doing. I hope all is well with you and your world, friends. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Another Tommy Makeham song. There's a piercing winter breeze blowing through the budding trees, and the button of my coat to keep me warm. Days are on the mend, and I'm on the road again, and the fiddle snuggle close beneath my arm. I have a fine felt hat, strong pair of brogues, rosin in my pocket for my bow. My fiddle strings and you, learned a tune or two, I'm well prepared to ramble and must go. I'm as happy as a king when I catch a breath of spring, and the leaves are turning green as winter ends. For the geese are on the wing, and the thrushes start to sing, and I'm headed down the road to see my friends. I have a fine felt hat, strong pair of brogues, rosin in my pocket for my bow. My fiddle strings and new, learned a tune or two, I'm well prepared to ramble and must go. I have friends in every town as I ramble up and down, making music at the markets and the fairs, through the donkeys and the creels and the farmers making deals, and the yellow-headed tinker selling wares. I have a fine felt hat, strong pair of brogues, rosin in my pocket for my bow. My fiddle strings are new, learned a tune or two, I'm well prepared to ramble and must go. Here's a health to one and all, to the big and to the small, rich and poor alike, and foe and friend. And when I come home again, my foes will turn to friends. May peace and joy go with you until then. I have a fine felt hat, strong pair of brogues, rosin in my pocket for my bow. My fiddle strings are new, learned a tune or two. I'm well prepared to ramble and must go. Rambles of Spring. That's the name of the song. Tommy Macomb and the Clancy Brothers. He may have written that one. I don't know. People have asked me more than once how a country guy grew up on a dirt farm in Kershaw County, South Carolina, came to know and start doing the Irish tunes. Well, it's no big mystery. And yes, Carroll is my first name, and Carroll, or O'Carroll, is an Irish surname. But my mother, who was of German descent long ago, she named me Carroll, not because it was Irish, but because she liked the name. And I'm on my father's side, I'm Scots and Irish. But I didn't know that, and I didn't do that, and I didn't grow up singing the Irish tunes. But when I moved to Charleston in 1981, I came across a whole group of people who were singing this song and that song and the other song, a lot of folk music, a lot of songs I had never heard before, and I was introduced to an entire body of Irish tunes. And I started learning them and singing them with our group. You remember, Terry, Michael Huber and Martha Elder and
Paul.
and Paul, of course, and some of the others, including Steve Carroll from Dublin. And we just started getting together at Martha's house. And I almost wrote a song one time called Martha's Table, because we'd meet at her house on Sunday morning and sit around a table and just sing songs. And before you know it, I had an opportunity to do a set at Tommy Condon's, and I was offered the job, and so I had to go out and learn another 20 Irish tunes that I knew needed to be learned in order to do that job. And one thing led to another. Then Harry O'Donoghue and I met, and he introduced me to Kevin Barry's in Savannah, and Vic and Sherry Power, and they came to hear me at the Mills House Hotel, and I played some of the Irish tunes, and they hired me to fill in some at Kevin Barry's in Savannah. And if you play at Kevin Barry's, then you're qualified to play at all the other Irish pubs on the circuit all around the South, north of South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. And so for 20 plus years, maybe 30 years, I'm still playing some of the Irish pub circuit gigs. And before you know it, I learned this one and that one and the other one, and a lot. I know as many Irish tunes now as I know from any other genre. And that's how it came to be. That's too much information. I could tell. What do you think, Cherry? Was that too much information?
Yeah.
She says that was too much information.
Right.
I'm putting words in her mouth. Speaking of Vic Power, I have several song requests here, and I'll try to do some of these, including Molly Malone. I'll do that one for you too. Let's do that one first, since we're doing the Irish tunes. Phyllis Campbell has requested. Campbell is a fine Scottish name. Phyllis and Lee Campbell. And Cherry's going to have to help me look that up. I'll let her look up some of these for me. In the meantime, here's Molly Malone, Dublin City Song. Look up in one of those two books in the blue chair. Take all of those on top and the red one away. The other two books, look up C for Clayton Delaney. In Dublin's fair city, the girls are so pretty. First laid my eyes on sweet Molly Malone. She wheeled a wheelbarrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh. Cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh. Cockles and mussels, alive. alive, alive, oh. She was a fishmonger, and sure it was no wonder, for her father and mother were fishmongers too. And they wheeled the wheelbarrow through streets broad and narrow, buying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Well, she died of the fever, and no one could save her. So was the end of sweet Molly Malone. Now her ghost wheels the barrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Well, she died of the fever, and no one could save her, and so was the end of sweet Molly Malone. Now her ghost wheels the barrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, cockles and mussels, alive, alive. Dublin City song, Cockles and Mussels, alive, alive, oh. Molly Malone, of course, was a lady who lived in the 1700s in Dublin City, and she was immortalized with a beautiful folk song, and the city of Dublin was gifted a beautiful statue of herself from the nation of France, and it stands today on Suffolk Street in downtown Dublin City, and you can see it if you go there and take your picture with Molly herself. Cherry, you might look under why the year Clayton Delaney died. My wife is looking up the year Clayton Delaney died because I don't sing that song without looking at the lyrics. Anyway, glad to have you with us, guys. Let's see what we got here. We got a few other requests as well. Let us pause in life's pleasures and count its many tears, while we all sup sorrow with the poor. There's a song that will linger forever in our ears. Oh, hard times come again no more. 'Tis the song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. While we seek mirth and beauty and music, light and gay, there are frail forms fainting at the door. Though their voices are silent, their pleading looks will say, oh, hard times come again no more. 'Tis the song and the sigh of the weary. Oh, hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. There's a pale weeping maiden who toils her life away, with a worn heart whose better days are o'er. Though her voice may be merry, she is sighing all the day. Oh, hard times come again no more. It's the song and the sigh of the weary. Oh, hard times come again no more. Many days we have lingered around the cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. It's the song and the sigh of the weary. Oh, hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. Oh, hard times come again no more. Hard times come again no more. Boy, what a great song. Stephen Foster. Stephen Foster. All those years ago, writing all those great songs. And by the way, he also wrote Way Down Upon the Swanee River, Far, far away, the old folks at home. All my world is longing ever, everywhere I go. Da, 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 da. That's where the old folks stay. Way Down Upon the Swanee River, the old folks at home is the name of the song. The original title was the PD River, which is in South Carolina. He looked at a map. He's from New Jersey. He visited Pennsylvania, Ohio, and he visited Kentucky. But he never came south that I'm aware of. I read part of his autobiography. But very interesting and wonderful songwriter from yesteryear. Stephen Foster. Can we do one more Stephen Foster song? Ooh, I'd love to hear one more Stephen Foster song. All right, here we go. How we doing, Mom? I'm assuming you didn't find my song over there.
I can't, but I can print it. But it's gonna.
That's all right. They won't hear it. They won't hear it. If you want to print it, you
They'll
can.
hear that one.
Huh?
They'll hear that one.
That's all right. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
What they gonna do? Fire me?
Alright.
It's like when you play a benefit and you screw up the song. What they gonna do? Fire you? Anyway. Cheers, friends. Cheers. My wife's gonna try to print. I remember the year Clayton Delaney died. You know, Cherry, it might be in that stack of papers right on the very top over here, the red book. I've printed that puppy out more than once because I love that song and I've sung it a few times. But if you're printing it, that's all we need.
I was saying it's awful long.
Welcome to my world. our printer up here goes, never mind, we don't want to give you that. Holy Lord, anyway. Well, you can print it downstairs if you want to. I doubt it's in there. No need to look for that. But you got time, you can look. One more Stephen Foster song. Oh, the sun shines bright in my old Kentucky home. 'Tis summer, all the workers are gay, and the corn's topped out, meadows in bloom, and the birds make music all the day, and the young folks roll round that little cabin floor all merry, all happy and bright. By and by, hired hands come a knocking at your door in that old Kentucky home tonight. And the days go by like a shadow o'er my heart, to sorrow where once was delight. For the time has come when we have to part from our old Kentucky home tonight. So weep no more, my lady, weep no more today. We will sing one song for our old Kentucky home, for our old Kentucky home, so far away. Stephen Foster. Those melodies, those lyric, and he was one of the earliest and first ones to actually get his songs published and have control over the fact that someone else was using them, and sheet music was being printed and this and that and the other. And he died, they say, penniless, with less than $1 in his pocket. But who knows what the whole story is? It's a handsome story to tell. But super duper talent, Stephen Foster. I read his book. You know where I found that book, Cherry?
Where?
Sanford, Florida. Right next to the gig there at the Sullivan is a bookstore, and they have books. Typically you would have books in a bookstore. But anyway, but they have old books. And they also have old LPs and CDs. And so I would go through and look for this and look for that and look for the other. And I bought that book there. And I read it on one of my trips that Cherry and I take out of town. All right, where were we, friends? We had a request for the year Clayton Delaney died. Let's see if I can pull it off.
Yeah, that was just copy and paste. So no telling what you're gonna get.
My wife says, you're on your own. It's not marked out as this and that and the other. Why don't I take a look at this?
Yeah,
This is all jumbled up. All right, let's see. I'll take a crack at this. This is for our friends who requested it. Tom T. Hall. I don't do many Tom T. Hall songs, and of course, over and over here, I've done the Watermelon Wine song. But this is a song called I Remember the Year That Clayton Delaney Died. He later did another song called when he met Clayton Delaney's sons. They came to hear him at a gig, and he later wrote another song about them. That's the way Tom T. Hall was. Cheers, cheers, friends. If you don't know who Tom T. Hall is, cheers. Cherry, your lyric sheet doesn't say what key I do it in.
Sorry,
I'm gonna take a crack at it. I remember the year Clayton Delaney died. Said the last 2 weeks he suffered and cried. It made a big impression on me, although I was a barefoot kid. They say he got religion at the end, and I'm glad that he did. Clayton was the best guitar picker in our town. I thought he was a hero, and I used to follow Clayton all around. And I often wondered why Clayton seemed so good to me. Never took his guitar and made it down in Tennessee. My daddy said he drank a lot, but I never could understand. I knew he used to pick up in Ohio with a 5-piece band. Clayton used to tell me, son, you better put that old guitar away. Ain't no money in it, and it'll lead you to an early grave. I remember the year Clayton Delaney died. They said for the last 2 weeks that he suffered and cried. But he made a big impression on me, although I was a barefoot kid. They say he got religion at the end, and I'm glad that he did. Well, I guess if I'd admit it, Clayton taught me how to drink booze. I could see him half stoned, picking out Hank Sr.'s lovesick blues. When Clayton died, I made a promise I was going to carry on somehow. I'd give $100 if Clayton could see me now. I remember the year Clayton Delaney died. Nobody ever knew it, but I went out in the woods and I cried. Well, I know there's a lot of big preachers who know a lot more than I do, but it could be the good Lord likes a little guitar picking too. I remember the year Clayton Delaney died. Lee and Phyllis Campbell, my good wife, is to be credited with giving me the lyrics for that song. Good job, good wife. Now you're going to have another thing to look up, Cherry.
Yep.
You think Marsha would be on?
I don't think so.
If Marsha is on, we want to know. Meantime, I have a song called September Love. You're going to have to look up Marsha's song. It's somewhere, I'm sure. My buddy David Walsh wants to hear Sea Cruise. I want to take you on a sea cruise. What in the heck makes you think I know that frickin' song? He's been overwhelmed with all the Jimmy Buffett shite. Sorry, my friend David. I don't know the song called Sea Cruise. Did you ever sing that yourself at the country gigs at the Native American reservations in the west of Canada? I have that question to ask you, and you're on your own with that answer. Let's see, what else do we have? There's a great Irish song about James Connolly, and I don't know that. And my good friend Cherry is going to look up Chasing Daddy's Train.
How come Marsha's song has 2 pages?
It's 2 pages.
It's only 1 page.
There's another page in there, Cherry.
Nope.
In the other book. All right, let's see what we got. David, I'm sorry, buddy. I don't know Sea Cruise. I looked it up. It's somebody named somebody Fred. Who did that song? Sea cruise. I want to take them on a sea cruise. And I've heard that by someone else, and I always thought it was a city cruise.
Me
I
too.
want to take you on a city cruise,
That's
but
what
it's
I
not
did too.
sea cruise. It's not city cruise. It's sea cruise. Well, what do I know? Anyway, friend David, David's always throwing me a curveball. He should be he should be a baseball player in his other life.
Well, sometimes people say stuff, and I don't know if a request or they're commenting or joking about
No,
something.
David said earlier on his own post that he wanted to request sea cruise.
Okay.
Well, and I looked it up. I looked it up, but I don't know that song. No, heck, no. Anyway, all right, friends. Here's what we're gonna do. While we're waiting for this, I'll do this tune for you. See who knows who did this song. Mountains rough this time of year. They close the highway down. Didn't even warn the town. I've been fighting second gear, 15 miles or so, trying to beat the angry snow. I know every town that's worth passing through. What good does knowing do? No one to show it to. I've grown tired of traveling alone. Tired of traveling alone. I've grown tired of traveling alone. Won't you ride with me? I'm grown tired of traveling alone. Tired of traveling alone. I've grown tired of traveling alone. Won't you ride with me? I quit talking to myself, listening to the radio a long, long time ago. Damn near strangled by my appetite. Ybor City on a Friday night. Couldn't even stand up right. So high the street girls wouldn't take my pay. Said, come see me on a better day. She just danced away. I've grown tired of traveling alone. Tired of traveling alone. I've grown tired of traveling alone. Won't you ride with me? I've grown tired of traveling alone. Tired of traveling alone. I've grown tired of traveling alone. Won't you ride with me? Waiting outside lane, tired of answering to myself. And my heart, like a rebuilt park, don't know how much it's got left. How much it's got left. I quit talking to myself a long, long time ago. And listening to the radio. Damn near strangled by my appetite. Ybor City on a Friday night. Couldn't even stand up right. So high the street girls wouldn't take my pay. Said, come see me on a better day. She just danced away. I've grown tired of traveling alone. tired of traveling alone. I've grown tired of traveling alone. Won't you ride with me? I've grown tired of traveling alone. Tired of traveling alone. I've grown tired of traveling alone. Won't you ride with me? Boy, what a song. Jason Isbell, from an album called Southeastern. Of course, he was in the Drive-By Truckers back in the day, and his life and everything about it was out of control. And he and the band and everybody else were, you know, stupid drunk and stupid drugs and stupid this and stupid that. And he stepped away from that, quit the band, big old traveling band, you know. And he was one of the songwriters in the band, but started just saying, I'm going to do my own thing. And I don't know who the label was that picked him up for Southeastern. The name of the album is Southeastern. But it was a monster, talented album that you should look up if you like songs. An album, a song on there called The Elephant in the Room. Look that up. Holy cow, what a great songwriter. And of course, he's got a new album coming out. So I'm a big fan, and let's see what we have here. Kathy Heaton wants to hear Fields of Athenry, and Frank Clarkin wants to hear some Jimmy Buffett. Jimmy Buffett. Why wouldn't we do some Jimmy Buffett? Oh, let's do a Jimmy Buffett song for Frank. My buddy Frank. Of course, he's one of the friends that we know in Charleston who into the whole parrot head thing. Himself and Joe and others. And so let's do a couple of Jimmy Buffett songs. What do you say? You know, what I did is when Jimmy Buffett died, I was homesick with the cold and all that. And so I put together a whole program, 26 songs, 27 songs, that I had been playing all these years by Jimmy Buffett. And I was planning to do a tribute program, either live stream, or I called Joe and other people and Steve, and I said, Steve Carroll and others, I said, let's do a show in Charleston, a Jimmy Buffett tribute. But, you know, at some point you have to say, wait a minute. What do I need, you know? What am I trying to do? Am I some kind of hero? What do I have to prove to whom? What key would I do this in? So I decided not to do the Jimmy Buffett tribute album. But I got all these songs by Jimmy Buffett that I know. I'll do this for my buddy Frank. We probably still should get together and do a Jimmy Buffett tribute in Charleston for the Parrot Heads. But Buffett had moved to Colorado. He moved to Colorado. Well, he bought a house in Colorado. And he spent part of his life there and brought the band up there and this, that. Anyway, here's one of the many songs that I covered when I was playing at all the resorts down at Charleston and Hilton Head and all that. I've never done it in this key before. We'll see what happens. Jimmy Buffett song called Boat Drinks. You know what boat drinks are? Something with an umbrella in it. Boat drinks, boat drinks, boat drinks. Boys in the band ordered boat drinks. Beers that are scored on the home rink. Everything seems to be wrong. Lately, newspaper mentioned cheap airfare. I need to fly to Saint somewhere. I'm close to bodily harm. 20 degrees and the hockey game's on. Nobody cares cause they're too far gone. Screaming boat drinks, something to keep us all warm, something to keep us all warm. This morning, I shot 6 holes in my freezer. I think I got cabin fever. Somebody sound the alarm. I need to go where the pace of life is slow. Can you beat me somewhere, Mr. Scott? Any old place on earth and in space. You pick the century, I'll pick the spot. I know I should be leaving this climate. I got a verse, can't rhyme it. I need to go where it's warm. I need to go where it's warm. Boat drinks, waitress, need 2 more boat drinks. I'm heading south for my dream sinks. I need to go where it's warm. I need to go where it's warm. I need to go where there ain't any snow, where there ain't any blow, where my fins sink so low. I need to go where it's warm. Boat drinks. Boys in the band ordered boat drinks. A typical Jimmy Buffett song. What a great one. What a great one. Let's do a little, one more Jimmy Buffett. What do you say? One of the great things about Jimmy Buffett is he always promoted other songwriters. He brought on board guys like Mac McAnally, who had written such great songs, and he and I wrote a song, which is Clear, together. But he was taken to Key West for the first time ever by Jerry Jeff Walker, another guy who promoted other songwriters. They were of a similar mindset, and when Jim Croce died in '73, and Croce got the phone call from the record label, one of the first things they did is hook him up with Steve Goodman. Hello, Steve Goodman, The City of New Orleans, and all those songs. And he also had all these other songs written by other people, and he promoted other songwriters, including a guy named Jesse Winchester. I live on a big round ball, and I never do dream I may fall. Well, maybe someday when I do, I will jump up and smile back at you. Well, they tell me we're circling a star, and we don't even know where we are. Well, I'll take their word, I don't know, but I'm dizzy, so it may be so. Well, they tell me we're circling a star, and we don't even know where we are. Well, I'll take their word, I don't know, but I'm dizzy, so it may be so. I live on a big brown ball, and I never do dream I may fall. But even though I must lay low, when I do fall, I will be glad to go. Even though I must lay low, when I do fall, I will be so glad to go. How you like that one, Mom?
Good.
You ever heard that one before?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
My wife's heard everything I've ever done in my whole life. She knows every secret, everything in the whole world. It's a terrible weight on my shoulders.
I even know your password for your phone.
She knows the password for my fucking phone. Anyway, well, we could do more Jimmy Buffett, but why would we? Let's do some of these other requests. Sammy wanted to hear September Love. Sammy, I don't know if I remember this or not. You know, I wrote this years and years ago, I guess before you and I met in Georgia. But my buddy Sammy Lassiter and I were roommates in college in Georgia about 200 years ago. But maybe it was after Georgia, because I remember that I was married, and I would sometimes come home, you know, and it would be nice and warm and comfy at the house, and sometimes you would come home and it would be a little chilly, a little frosty, a little frosty. Anyway, it's the thing about being married. My good wife and I, on our next anniversary, will have been married for 49 years, and I can't believe it because she still looks like she's 18, and I'm still 23 myself. I am. That's my truth. That's my truth. That's my truth. Cheers. Anyway, all those years ago, I wrote a song called September Love. I don't know if I've recorded this or not, Cherry, on one of the albums. It might be on the new one. I don't know. Well, I guess I'll be leaving. There's a bitter chill I'm feeling in. Well, I guess I'll be leaving. There's a bitter chill I'm feeling in the air, and I best be on my way. No need in believing there's a brighter day tomorrow when the weather is changing every day. I'm living through the changes of our September love. One day you love me, one day you just don't know. When you're changing like the weather, how am I supposed to know what to do about our September love? When you're changing like the weather, how am I supposed to know what to do about our September love? Now if June followed December, be no question in my mind what kind of clothes would suit the heavens up above. 'Cause it's cold in the winter and it's warm in the summer. It's the time between between the two, I'm not sure of. I'm living through the changes of our September love. One day you love me, one day you just don't know. When you're changing like the weather, how am I supposed to know what to do about our September love? Now if June followed December, there'd be no question in my mind what kind of clothes would suit the heavens up above. 'Cause it's sunny in the summer, it's cold in December, but it's the time between the two I'm not sure of. I'm living through the changes of our September love. One day you love me, one day you just don't know. When you're changing like the weather, how am I supposed to know what to do about our September love? I wrote that in the 1970s. I have no idea if I've put that on an album or not. I don't know.
I remember you being a little ass. It's probably
Yeah.
why.
My wife says she remembers those days. You know, we've been married a long time, and when you're first married, you don't know if you've made a good decision, but you're committed, and you don't know. You know, my wife and I remember, you know, she was going, what the hey? Because of what I was doing for a living. And I spent 7 years getting a 4-year college degree, and then I was playing music for a living, and she was having to go to work 9 to 5 so that we'd have benefits and extra income and this and that. And then before you know it, we have a son and a daughter, and you don't know, you know. I remember one day we went for a long walk on Folly Beach, and we walked and walked, and we stood, and I said, do you want to leave? Do you want to leave? And she said, no. Then she said, do you want to leave? Do you want to leave? And I said, no, I don't. And she said, well, let's figure out a way to make it work. Because we were right there. I mean, it could have gone either way, and she quit her job. She came to work at the studio and helped me run the business and this and that. And, you know, you give and you take, and you give and you take. And if you made, and guess what? Best decision I ever made in 1976. Best decision we ever made back in 1990 when we made that decision. And here we are. And we are more than blessed. And that's the way marriage is. And that's all I got to say about that. All of you, the rest of you can work it out for yourself. We had a request here for an Elvis Presley song. Roxanne and Charles wanted to hear an Elvis song. So why wouldn't I, after saying all that all of that wonderful stuff, why wouldn't I sing this song for my own wife? Wise men say only fools rush in. I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin? I can't help falling in love with you. And like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things were meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too. I can't help falling in love with help falling in love with you. There she is. 1976, we were married. The first day of 76. We were going to get married in 75, but her dad said, she's my write-off this year. He was not in favor of me marrying his baby girl when all the other children were not married yet. All the girls were not married yet. Anyway, we went ahead and did it anyway, didn't we?
Yep.
Now, changing the pace, friends. We have a few requests here. Let's do The Fields of Athenry. This is for Kathy Heaton. And thanks for that request. Let's see if I've done all the others too. We'll see if I can do Chasing Daddy's Train for you. Ed Callahan has requested that. Ed's my buddy from back in the day, back in Arizona, and we've gotten to know each other a little bit from the trip over and from Arizona. Ed's a lovely man and a wonderful talent. Thank you, Ed, and let's stay in touch. Let's stay in touch. First, let's do The Fields of Athenry for Kathy Heaton. All our friends from Ireland know this song. Oh, Ed, we're talking about going back to Ireland with the Folk Legacy Trio in May of 2025. I'll let you know. By a lonely prison wall, heard a young girl calling, Michael, they have taken you away, for you stole Trevelyan's corn, so the young might see the morn. Now our prison ship lies waiting in the bay. Hello, lie, fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's lonely round the fields of Athenry. By a lonely prison wall, I heard a young man calling. Nothing matches Mary when you're free. Against the famine and the crown, I rebelled, they ran me down. Now you must raise our child with dignity. And oh, lie, the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's lonely round the fields of Athenry. By a lonely harbor wall, she watched the last star falling, as a prison ship sailed out against the sky. For she lives in hopes and praise for her love on Botany Bay. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. And lie, the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's lonely round the fields of Athenry. Lonely round the fields of Athenry. Oh, Cherry, how you doing over there? I had a request for Marcia's song,
Yeah, I can't find that other page.
and I'm not sure I'll be able to pull it off, but I'll take a crack at it. But first, let's do a song called Chasing Daddy's Train. This is also by request from my buddy Ed Callahan. I wrote this song a long time ago now, and it was prompted by my friend Larry Shira. Larry Shira, who's from Kershaw County, my home county here in South Carolina. But Larry and I know each other from way back, writing songs and talking about songs and playing music and talking about music and going to concerts. But I told Larry that my dad was 38 years with the Seaboard Railroad, and we would go down to the train track on Sunday afternoon, and the train would come over around the corner and up on the hill there in my hometown, and my dad would wave his handkerchief like that, and the train would stop and pick him up because all the railroad guys knew each other. I don't think they do that now. I think the union is involved now, but anyway. But back in the day, all the railroad guys knew each other. My dad would stand by the track and wave his handkerchief, and the train would stop and pick him up, and we would put pennies on the track and let the train would squash them, and the whole thing that kids did as it related to trains. And I will also say my dad ran the rail plant in Savannah, Georgia. And later, he showed me around the plant and introduced me to all the people that he worked with and this and that. Very, very interesting, and a part of my culture, personal culture, is the whole train thing. We took train rides. And anyway, but I wrote a song later with my friend Larry Shira called Chasing Daddy's Train. See if I remember all these verses. Little boy in dungarees, freckled face, skin up knees, waiting with my mama for a train. Daddy works a big iron rail, mighty stories he could tell. Can't wait to see his smiling face again. The ground trembles beneath my feet, a feeling I will always keep in my heart, deep down in my soul. Train pulls up, he hops down, lickety-split, we're homeward bound. We'll grab a dope at old man Campbell's store. Yippee, daddy home, no, we can't stay long. Mama gotta pack that suitcase up again. He's going far away, I sure hope one day I won't be chasing daddy's train. Train is leaving on Sunday. I turn and try to break away. Down the track I'm running all in vain. I waved my arms and I called out, but daddy's ears can't hear me now. But I keep on running, chasing daddy's train. All right, Ed, here's another verse that's not on the record. My friend Larry and I wrote this one, and I edited it because I'm an idiot. Little boys turn into men, cats in the cradle once again. This old highway steals my only joy. I'm a grown-up man now, all right, but tears still well up in the night, just like when I was a little boy. Yippee, daddy home, no, we can't stay long. Mama gotta pack that suitcase up again. He's going far away, I sure hope one day I won't be chasing daddy's train. Dad retired in '89, stepped off that train one last time. Mama threw that old suitcase away. All too soon, God called him home. Now Mama sits home all alone, but I know we'll all see him again one day. Yippee, daddy home, no, we can't stay long. Mama gotta pack that suitcase up again. He's going far away, I sure hope one day I won't be chasing daddy's train. One day I won't be chasing daddy's train. I have my friend Larry to thank for that song. He started it and he made me write it. Larry and I both lived here in Kershaw County, South Carolina. Then he moved to Myrtle Beach, Surfside Beach, Myrtle's Inlet, the Low Country, the northern Low Country of South Carolina. He's big time tied into the Parrot Head thing. He just did a show for four or 5 hours, all Jimmy Buffett songs. And anyway, but we go way back, and we love listening to songs and listening to how songs are crafted. That's our buddy. Oh, Cherry. I'm going to try to sing Marsha's song for whoever requested that. And I'm not going to sit here all night because I'm getting worn out. And I thank you guys for supporting us and taking good care of us. I would like to remind you we are going 1 month from today. We will land in Ireland. And you can't go with us because it's sold out. And I started to put up the big poster behind me tonight, but I'll do it next week or a week after next. Because we are now taking reservations for our June 2024 trip. Is it June? It's June. June 2024 trip to Ireland. My son Josh is going with us. My daughter Marianne may go, may not. She's about to start building a house. My wife will be going with us in June 2024. She'll be with us in October too. And you can't go with us in October. But Cherry, I've never mentioned it, never announced it. But guess who's going with us in October?
Who?
Is my friend Hank and Hal Futch.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
I knew you knew that, but Hank and Hal Futch, from Hal Futch, my great friend for all those years in Charleston, and Hank, his brother, the bass player in the Blue Dogs, and their brother George and their mom and the whole family, wives, and the whole crew is going with us. And we have lined up a night to do a set in Westport in the west of Ireland at the most famous Irish pub in all of Ireland, most famous Irish music pub, Matt Malloy's Irish pub in Westport. We're gonna do a show together. What could go wrong? In the old days, we would do Shem Creek, and anyway, I'm not going to go into all of that. But we're going to have a grand time. Let me know if you want to go with us in June 2024. I have a few other songs to do, and I will wrap up tonight with our God Bless America because it's 9/11. So I'm not doing too many more songs, but I will do a couple of these requests, including thank you, Cindy Gibson. We'll do Savannah Nights for her birthday coming up. And let's see if I remember Marsha's song. I met Marsha, who is now Marsha Burns. I met her in Mount Pleasant. This song tells the whole story. She was married to a guy who was an heir to a big department store concern in North Carolina. And they couldn't spend all their money, and they couldn't have enough fun, and they couldn't drink enough, and they couldn't party enough. And it was just like that when we first met. And I could tell you some stories, but I won't. I won't remember all of this. I first met Marsha at Mount Pleasant Town, out on the power. I first met Marsha at Mount Pleasant Town, out on the dance floor, all tanned and brown. I first met Marsha at Mount Pleasant Town, out on the dance floor, all tanned and brown. Twirling like a June bug, twirling around, she said, one song, her and her husband from North Carolina, the life of the party in Mount on Shem Creek at the time. She and her husband from North Carolina were the life of the party on Shem Creek at the time. Swirling and twirling in a long conga line, she said, "What time is it?" Her husband had money from the stock market craze. Out on the power boat they spent lazy days. Jimmy Buffett and tequila in the salty sea haze. What time is it? What time is it? It's 5 o'clock somewhere, let's go have a round. Then they reel in the lines and they lay the hammer down to the Folly Beach Marina, watch the sun go down. And it seemed like the good times would never end. One night she was crying when she came to the stage. Her husband had left her for someone half her age. Did I know any Jimmy Buffett? Did I know any Bob Seger? Maybe turn the page. No, shame on the moon. And just when she thought she had come to the end, she went home to her mama in the country. And then, completely by chance, she met a tall inland man. How do, ma'am? He was a man from the country with salt and pepper hair. He took off his hat and he offered her his chair. And later on he hugged her like a big old teddy bear. There now. There now. For the next weeks and months, so easy and slow, something down inside Marcia was beginning to show. She was so afraid to let her feeling grow. Then before she could mention it, one evening he said, "I wonder if you'd be happy away from the sea. I bet you'd never go for a country man like me." But Marcia was thinking, "I bet I would." He said, "I'm not much for partying and running around, but I got a few acres outside of town. And if you ever thought about settling down, well, it was just a thought." Marcia sold up her house on the IOP and took I-26 inland as straight as a beat to the arms of true love and security. And now we don't ever see Marcia no more on Shem Creek. Marcia sold up her house on the IOP, took I-26 inland straight as a beat to the arms of true love and security. Now we never see Marcia no more. But my wife and I went to see her in Bakersville, North Carolina. Her and the inland man living the life of Riley in the mountains of North Carolina. And we got to go back to see her. Cherry, we need to go back to see Marcia, because she sure ain't coming back to Shem Creek no more. We ain't never gonna see her no more in the dang low country. No more, no more.
Sorry, couldn't find it.
I forgot a couple of the verses, but that's the whole story. That is the story. Thank you, friends. I'm going to do a song called Sweet Savannah Nights, and we're going to get ourselves out of here. Thank you, Cindy Gibson, for this request for Sweet Savannah Nights. Cheers, friends. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Here's to you, here's to me. Cheers. I miss Savannah. We used to play at Kevin Barry's pub it was the most nights that I played at any pub year round. Kevin Barry's on River Street in Savannah. That place closed down a few years back, and that was that. Over and out. The most iconic pub in all of the American South. And then it was gone, 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 gone. That's a great song, too. Every now and then I still play something in Savannah. And we did the Christmas show at Tybee Post Theater on Tybee Island last year, but I've contacted them this year, and I haven't heard back. Not sure that we'll do the show this year down there. But I miss Savannah, but I wrote a song back in the day with my friend Sonny Birch. Sonny Birch is her name, and we lost her during the pandemic, even though it wasn't due to the pandemic. We lost her, and because of the pandemic, we couldn't even get together and celebrate her life and remember her appropriately. And I will always regret that. And we didn't get to remember Sonny. We also didn't get to remember our great Savannah friend, Billy Adams. That's the way it went in those days. I'll do this song, and then we will sing a little 9/11 song and get ourselves out of here. Thank you, friends. And thank you to my good wife who's taking care of business over there. Good job, good job. Everything all right?
Yeah, the whole book fell and everything fell out.
Don't worry about that. The book fell and everything fell out. Welcome to my, Andy Schultz said I need to put all that stuff into one of them things.
Yep.
See, that's how challenged I am. I don't even know it's a
iPad.
tablet. It's a
Yeah.
tablet. An iPad or a tablet or whatever. I need to put it in my brain like I did in the old days, but that'd be that. I wrote this song called Sweet Savannah Nights. Thank you, Sonny. Thank you, Cindy Gibson, for the request. How long has it been? Years have come and gone, but the world keeps on turning. I keep holding on. Still see us arm in arm neath the dancing street light. How we loved our hearts away on sweet Savannah nights. Supper on the veranda, walking through the park, whispering by the parlor lamp when the world was getting dark. Your kiss on my brow made all the darkness bright. Yes, I remember you, sweet Savannah nights. It only takes a moment to run that memory down. It haunts me like a ghost. It cuts like thorny crown. I'm going back to bed now. Dream with all my might. I'll be loving you, sweet Savannah nights. Live oaks spread their wings to catch the Spanish moss. But everything has changed now. I guess you just got lost. Oh, but the jasmine's on the breeze nights. I'm gonna be alright. I'm just missing you, sweet Savannah nights. It only takes a moment to run that memory down. It haunts me like a ghost, wear it like thorny crown. I'm going back to bed now, dream with all my might. I'll be loving you, sweet Savannah nights. I know I still love you, and sweet Savannah nights. You know, sometimes you wake up in the morning and you go outside and you sit on the front porch and you say to yourself, I may as well put on my thorny crown. Put on my thorny crown. I'm going to be wearing that shite all day today. those of us who are partially or temporarily or occasionally chronically depressed, we have to deal with it, and sometimes we just write it into a song, and that's one of those. Hey guys, thank you very much for being with us. I don't think we'll be here to next Monday night. I will be down south doing some running around. I have a bunch of stuff to do down south. You know, when you do this for a living, you have times when you're playing gigs, and you have times when you're doing reconnaissance and you're doing this and that. And so I will be doing all manner of things down south, away from home, next Monday night. Actually, it's Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday, Monday, whatever it is. But I won't be home, I don't think, in time to try to pull this together for next Monday night. So I may not be doing it. I may pull something together Monday night down south and try to do at least a little something, because I hate to miss a Monday. But my good wife will not be with me for a Monday night program. And so I will say she's going to be glad to have a night off. See, she says, don't worry about it. Have yourself a night off, and so will I. See, that's the way she treats me all the time. She treats me like that all the time. Hey, guys, let's not forget. Today, of course, is 9/11, and we've all been inundated with memories of that. And those of us who are old enough to remember that horrible morning, watching it in real time on television. And I'm not going to belabor the issue, but the bottom line is it was a terrible attack on our country. And in the days following 9/11, we forgot all about whether we were Democrats or Republicans, or whether we were the Yankees or Southerners, or whether we were from California or Georgia. We forgot about whether we were black or white or Hispanic or this or that or whatever. You know, what we did is we said we are Americans. And don't I miss that. Today, because of the politics of the day, we've become so deeply divided. And I hate that about where we are now. But guess what? We are the same people that we were on September the 12th and the 13th of 2001. We are the same Americans. Let us not forget that. Let us not forget how blessed we are to live in this country. Let us not forget our positives and our blessings, and let us set aside our divisions and make our country as great as it can be. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'll sing one song, and thank you, friends. Have a good night. God bless. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless our America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Let us not forget 9/11, but let us not forget 9/12 and 9/13 and 9/14. God bless our great country. I'm going to take a break, friends. See you next time.